Hello everyone, my name is Damien Arceo, and today I'm going to be giving my presentation on relationships and specifically how there can be conflict in those relationships, especially in the lives of our students that we'll be teaching in the future. Now, in terms of standards and objectives that we'll be covering, there's a multitude of various health standards for high schoolers out there. But the ones that deal with this topic are mostly centered around understanding how to control emotions such as anger and even stress and social interactions. And there's a whole list of them here. Now, what is conflict? Some of us may imagine a fist fight or yelling, but at the root of it, this definition states that it is a serious disagreement or argument. And this vague definition sort of represents the different forms that conflict can come in. Now, there's a lot of potential for conflicts to appear in our lives as students, and they're constantly interacting with so many different people in their lives that conflict is seemingly inevitable for them. It could be dealing with other students in maybe a group project, could be with parents or siblings, maybe over chores or household responsibilities. It could even be with us as future teachers, staff, and administration over late work and discipline. And students could also have internal conflict with themselves, which could lead to lots of stress they put on themselves. Now, why is this important? Now, I'm sure that we can understand that conflict is definitely not the good thing. However, it's very much present in our everyday society. And we may not necessarily be able to control when conflict happens, especially in such diverse classroom environments. However, learning to control conflict in the most healthiest of ways is extremely important. Because establishing these interpersonal connections is definitely going to be important for these students when they go off into employment and college and maybe even having their own families in the future. Now, this requires a lot of hard work, and it's not always something that's typically covered in the regular classroom. And that's why as teachers, we're given the unique opportunity to somehow incorporate these life lessons into our regular instruction, whether it be math or English or history or PE or an agriculture science class. All of these things, we're given the opportunity to insert these life lessons in for them. Because at the end of the day, it takes practice and it takes work, and it's going to be important and beneficial to them in the long run. And here are just some strategies that maybe you can use or you can convey to students in order that they can learn how to communicate through conflict, because that is definitely a major point in conflict resolution, is that we're able to communicate about it and not just bottle it up and be angry and talk behind people's backs later on. So being supportive and encouraging is definitely important, cooperating and compromise, and also being considerate when we're talking about listening to other people's opinions and working in group work, which is something that I'm sure a lot of us will incorporate as future teachers, is group work, making sure that we're observing how students are behaving to each other and making sure everyone is included, make sure everyone is being respected in these groups as well. And here are just a few references that I used, and they are in order of which they appeared in the PowerPoint.